Hi, I'm Drew Barrymore, and I want to tell you how you can help to support the life-saving work of St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. When you give, you're helping ensure families never receive a bill from St. Jude for treatment, travel, housing, or food, so they can focus on helping their child live. This holiday, help St. Jude give children the greatest gift, a chance at a lifetime.
This holiday, help St. Jude find more cures for more children. Donate now at musicgives.org.
The best of the Morning X on 99X.
Barnes, Leslie, and Jimmy.
The original 99X.
Who is the tall, dark stranger there? Maverick is the name. Riding the trail to who knows where. Luck is his companion. Gambling is his game. Smooth as a handle on a gun. Maverick is the name.
New Rock 99X, Mark Cuban. Not your typical NBA owner. You know, with all the fines you've been getting, Mark Cuban, you might as well just buy the NBA.
Hey, why not? You know, I tried to make an offer, but
every time we turn around, $250,000, let's slap another 50 on. And
they like to rail on me, don't they?
Keep bringing it.
Now, David Stern is not the most popular guy in the NBA. Is that a good assessment?
Nah, David's cool. You know, he just gets caught up in some things. You know, he's like the dad that's always there trying to be cool, and then he slaps it around every now and then.
So that whole thing, you showed a replay that a controversial call, and they don't like you to show controversial calls because
I got a little bit upset. You know, they took a game away from us, but you know that happens, and so I put up a replay that showed that there was a mistake made.
And how does that work? Because normally the owner is not calling into the wherever that stuff is generated.
But I take a different approach. It's like a party. You know, I try to make every game more like a wedding. I want everybody standing up, partying, having a good old time, and so I talk on the headphones all the time, saying play this song, play that song.
Really?
Oh yeah, seriously.
Talk about hands
fired
on.
Up, yeah,
because you got to keep people rolling. And in this particular case, when I watched the video replay, I'm like, oh my Lord! I said, let's just put it up there so everybody can see. When I go crazy and I
and you knew the rule.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And the rule states what exactly?
Well, when the ball is up above the rim, right, so that it could possibly come back down through the rim, you can't touch it.
No, he knows
I'm
the
talking about
goaltending
the rule. I'm talking about the rule for showing it on the big screen.
Oh no, I didn't know what the rule was, but I had a good inkling that I was going to get nailed again.
I think it's like in baseball, you're not allowed to replay any call that could call into question the officials' judgment, because it kind of undermines their.
Well, I think in the NBA they're more concerned about
riots,
getting the crowd riled up. Yeah, and I'm like, riots. Okay, so we'll bring some people in riot gear to a game.
Hey.
Were you shocked at a $250,000 fine?
Yeah, that kind of hit me kind of harder than I expected. But
but then again, 2 nights later, you're fined $50,000 for sitting.
No, $100,000 for sitting.
$100,000.
Yeah, but I didn't expect that one at all.
What was that one?
I have no clue.
Okay.
I mean,
explain what happened. You're sitting in a seat.
Okay, I sit right behind the bench. Well, in this particular case in Minnesota, they didn't have enough seats. So rather than, then what normally happens if there's not enough seats, because it's happened before, I'll go up into the stands and just grab a seat close by. There's usually one empty. Well, in this particular case, it was a sellout. There were no seats available. Well, if you watch an NBA game, you'll see guys sitting on the floor next to the bench, stretching. I think Larry Bird started it, by laying on the ground to stretch out his back. Well, you have a couple guys there, then you have our trainers. I just sat down next to them. I get a call the next day saying, we're fining you $100,000. I'm like, for what? He goes, for sitting in the wrong spot. Decorum unbecoming an owner. I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm sitting there next to our trainer just hanging out watching the game.
Now that's ridiculous.
No, it's completely ridiculous.
The owner's not allowed to sit on the bench.
That's what he said. He goes, how would you like it if the owner of the Timberwolves came to Dallas and sat on the floor? I'm like, I don't care.
Well,
what would you care?
I'll get him a towel, get him a pillow. I don't care.
Are you going to contest that?
Oh, yeah.
Did you contest the 250?
I contest them all, but, they usually tell me to.
Where do they come up with those figures?
I have no idea.
Okay, $250,000. He's sitting on the floor, another $100,000.
Now, the way that works is that goes into some kind of charitable fund, doesn't it?
Yeah, it goes into an NBA charities. When they get all the pennies delivered, then they take those pennies, convert them, and then provide it to a charity. Then I match the amount to another charity just because.
Okay. Yeah,
so that little incident cost you $500,000.
Yeah, basically. But it's for a good cause on the other side. So.
When a player gets fined, does the team normally pay that fine?
No, the player's got to pay it.
They do.
But you know what? You just bought yourself a lot of advertising for the Mavericks.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when I got fined the $250,000, the next day we sold like $280,000 worth of tickets.
It was on everything.
Everywhere. So I'm like, okay, that's the cheapest advertising I can find. One of the other owners called me up. He goes, as crazy as it sounds, it's not such a bad thing. You spent more on from players that never made an NBA court in their life. You got these guys from Slobobia, right, that you spend $300,000 on that are never ever going to play an NBA game, and they get you nothing. I got millions of dollars worth of publicity and promotion for the Mavs, and we got our money back selling tickets, so it wasn't a bad thing.
You are very different than most professional sport team owners, certainly NBA owners. Do you ever feel like when you go to that owners meeting that they have every year, do you ever feel kind of like the redheaded stepchild? Do you ever feel like these guys maybe resent you because you're a little too much of a, no pun intended, maverick?
I don't know. You go to the meetings, and I have a lot more energy a lot of the times. I think there aren't a lot of the owners that are into this as like a full-time business. I'm all about, let's make it a party, let's have fun, let's change the things. It's like on internet time, where they're like kind of slowly meandering along, things move slow, and that kind of drives me crazy. But they're all good guys. You can't get to own an NBA franchise without having done something, very well, and been successful at something. So you have to respect them for that. But they're definitely different.
Now, this morning we read about Jimmy Buffett getting kicked off, or actually he had to move seats. He was on the front row for a game because he shouted out obscenities. Has anything like that ever happened to you?
What happened? That was in overtime?
Yeah, that was at the Heat game.
Heat game, yeah.
Yeah, they actually made him move because he was shouting obscenity. I'm like, cut me some slack. A ref made him do it. It wasn't like the local security guard.
That's amazing.
A ref? That is so stupid. I'm like, what's a ref doing listening, first of all? Right?
Paying attention to the crowd.
Yeah, you're supposed to be paying attention to the game, and then you have no idea. Guys curse, right?
Sure.
You can go down to the local rec room, and play basketball, and guys curse.
Yeah.
No more, no less than an NBA game. But why does he care?
To me, it's like, think
crazy.
about all the stuff that gets shouted out on a court on any game. He must have really said something bad.
Who knows?
Jimmy Buffett.
Had to be. The guy's a mellow cat.
But he must have really hit below.
He said BS. That's all he said.
That's all he said?
Oh, is that
That's
it?
it?
Yes,
See,
that's all
the refs,
he said.
I think
Really?
the refs hear things.
More of this interview you don't want to miss is back in minutes on the Best of the Morning X 99X.
Family Matters amplifies the loudest and the proudest political voices in the Black community today.
What's up, guys? I'm CJ Pearson. There's so many incredible perspectives here in the Black community that you're going to hear from each and every week. This is exactly what the mainstream media was missing.
Because faith matters, country matters, and family matters.
And actually talk to the people at the forefront of this change in the community. And by the way, it's no small number. It's growing every single day. That's why this moment matters.
Family Matters with CJ Pearson. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.